Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are back live from Gym Studios, Atlanta, Georgia. Down here, I go by CEO PESO. I'm blessed and highly favored. Thank y'all for tuning in. I have somebody that I met through a great mutual friend of mine that I went to high school with. Shouts out to Nate Cole. My man is a talented artist, but more importantly, he is a great person, man. He's always shown me nothing but love every time I be around. Shawn Stewart, the one they call Stu, painter extraordinaire. What's going on, baby?
What's happening, man?
How
I
you
appreciate
feeling,
you
man?
having me, man.
Thank you, bro. Man, it's been a minute in the making. I just
It's been a long time coming.
trying to get it right, man. But how you feeling though?
Hey, man, I'm straight, man. I'm blessed.
Fresh from Miami, Florida. Tell me what was going on down there though, bro.
Man, I had some artwork down there for an event called Art Beats and Lyrics during Art Basel weekend. So turnout was crazy. It just was like an all-around crazy experience, man, for sure.
Wow, we gonna tap into that more too later. So like I said, bro, the platform is really, man, it's for anybody, and just from me seeing, just your come up with the art, which I have no clue about until you just start showing it. The way it took off, it was crazy, inspiring. It was unexpected, and it was everything else. So that's why I just wanted just people to hear just your side of it, how it came and everything like that. But first, let's dive in. For the people who don't know, where you from, your background, your upbringing, and a little bit of that.
Okay. Born in San Diego, raised in Dayton, Ohio. Raised by my mom. Went to school out there, went to Jefferson High School, left there. Went to Central State University, got my degree in industrial engineering. Left there, became an adult nigga, just trying to make money like everybody else.
How long was you in San Diego before you left?
I was 13 when I left.
Okay, so significant difference of being raised from west to mid.
Oh yeah, definitely.
How was San Diego for you at the time coming up?
I grew up in a Latino community.
Word.
San Diego is extremely diverse in that, right? So coming to Ohio, specifically Dayton, Ohio, as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a thorough from there. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, yeah, so you
nothing but us.
So what would you say the difference is from just being in the Latin community in a predominantly black community? From like at 13, that's a pretty significant way of you remembering how you was raised going into that.
Yeah.
What's that, like middle school or?
Yeah, it was like, I want to say like 8th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Something like that. Honestly, black people are extremely specific, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to our culture. So you don't walk like us, talk like us, it's immediately identified. You know what I mean? So that was something I had to get used to. But, after that, you wanted to get
got into it, yeah, facts. So what was some of the like I asked this question a lot, like as you was growing up, what can you think was your earliest memory of what you wanted to be coming up, as far as like a profession or a job or whatever the case?
Right. Truthfully, I knew it had something to do with my grandfather. He was an engineer too. He was in the Air Force though. I knew I wanted to do something along those lines, and I also wanted to incorporate my drawing, because I used to sketch when I was a kid. Yeah. So I would sketch like Batman, all the stuff in comic books, and get them laminated and give it to family members as presents and shit. So I knew I wanted to like merge those two. So I came up with architecture, and
Good idea.
It was actually like a crazy story how I ended up not being an architect.
I like to hear it. That's why we here.
I went up to Central for my football visit, like my official football visit, and the offensive coordinator, a guy named Coach Mo, R.I.P. He was showing me around the yard, you know what I'm saying, telling me what all the buildings were, all the different majors, and just giving me the 411 on the school. And he pointed at this building, and he was like, "Yo, what you trying to study?" And I told him, architecture. He like, "That's the brand new architecture building right there. It's a brand spanking new building." So I was kind of sold on the situation based off of that conversation. Got to orientation. You got to declare a major. Right. And ladies like, "What you want to study?" I'm like, "Architecture." She like, "We ain't had architecture here since like '97. I was like, wait a minute, what?
So So you geared up to this is what the fuck I'm about to.
I had been bamboozled, bro. Like just to get me to come there and play ball.
That is deep.
Yeah, so
and you stayed.
Yeah, I stayed. And I mean,
you had to stay with it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, bro, they hit you with the OE walkie to get you on the field.
Listen, man, the sauce.
Oh my God, man. So all right, so you balling, you playing football. What position?
Defensive end, middle linebacker.
Okay, so was that part of the childhood history as well? Like you was always into sports?
Honestly, in California, not really. No, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like on some playing outside, regular kid type stuff. But my mom worked a lot, so she didn't really have an opportunity to put me in, extracurricular activities like that. And we moved back to Ohio, where all our people were. Then she had time, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause she had a lot of support. So I started playing football in like middle school, high school, college, and so on.
No nervous factor, just getting into football, not even just fuck it.
It literally is kind of like how art fell in my lap. Like I just started doing it, and I was decent at it, and I just kept going.
Started dominating.
Yeah.
Scholarship came.
Straight like that. That's how it went.
Nah, so man, it's so hard to not get into the art, but I gotta get into it, man, because the background is dope, and that is crazy though. I mean, because you saying you was doing like sketches and all that for the fam and everything, so. But so that's just something that you just start doodling and you just got good at it.
Yeah, man. My mom.
Cause I seen people that was doing like drawings where you got to do like the oval and the triangle and all that weird shit. Like you ever had to do that?
No.
I mean,
it's like because there's shapes and everything. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of artists use shapes as a reference. Whenever they're pulling sketches together or they're putting something together like that. But when I was a kid, man, like I just picked up a pencil and just did it. Like.
Yeah, I was terrible. I couldn't draw shit to this day, not even bubble letters. But nah, so tell us how art fell into your lap, like, cause your first design you put out was like crazy. It don't even look nothing like it would have fell into your lap though.
Man, listen, it was like some random. I wish the story was like more inspiring.
Dude, why would you think it's not?
Because it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I got bit by a radioactive spider and now I can paint.
Shit just went up.
Yeah, nah, man. Like okay, well, I had moved into this condo out by the Dayton Mall, Miamisburg, and I got a good homie of mine. You probably know him, Tyler Farrow.
Yeah, oh yeah.
At the time, like, art was like the first thing from my mind. Like I hadn't drawn anything since like, I don't know, middle school. And so I moved into this condo and had a nice big dining room. I was like, I want a big piece for my dining room. So I hit my boy TJ up. You know what I'm saying? He was the dopest artist I knew, probably one of the only artists I knew at the time. And, he hit me with the sauce, you know what I mean? The price, it was too much for me.
Yeah.
Which I can appreciate now, you know what I'm saying? Because his work is that dope. But at the time, I didn't have the bread for that. So, I was like, how hard can it be? I literally went to Walmart, didn't buy no canvas because I didn't know better. I bought like a science project poster board.
Like the green, red, white.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the cardboard joint?
Yeah, like the cardboard joint, or you can just like get a flat joint. You know what I'm saying? Like a rectangle. I got 3 of them actually, and I painted them for my dining room, framed them, and I loved it, man. I loved how it made me feel. I loved, the finished product, and after that, I kind of just kept doing it more so as like an outlet. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was just giving my art away, like. Because I didn't really care. It was just
therapeutic.
Exactly.
So, okay. So, when you did that first painting in the crib on the science boards or whatever, I'm going to make sure we throw that detail in there.
Specifics.
Nah, so, I mean, it'd be hard to catch some epiphany moments of like, oh, shit, like, all right. So, when you first did that, was that something that was like, damn, bro, like, I did that? Like, or was it still just like, looks good. Yeah. Let me get the furniture next time. Shit.
Yeah. It was a little bit of both for real, man. Like, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what I did, I was like, man, this is dope, but it could definitely be better, you know what I'm saying? I was just surprised at how much, like, the positive feedback I got from it. I was like, oh, like, people like this? Okay.
Cause
kind of crazy.
it hit. It's like a nigga dropping a hot freestyle. Cause it's so random, and it's like, damn, like this nigga can paint. You know what I mean? And you know, like the appreciation, like paintings and black people go like deep as fuck. Not to get all sentimental like that, but niggas seen it. So yeah, I mean, it hit different coming from you as well because you know I always know you as football and Nate Cousin type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
respectfully. Yeah. So when did you start seeing a transition of like? All right, this can be a business. Like this can be something that can be lucrative for me.
I think it was probably maybe like 5 or 6 months after I had started, and like I started to notice like people, because every time I would do something, you know, I would share it on social media because I was proud of it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really looking for a reaction, but you know, just more so sharing what I'm doing, you know, with people. And I started to get people like hitting me like, I want that, or can you do one for me, or can you do this, can you do that? And I started to see money falling behind it. And I still really wasn't even in a place where I was like ready to accept anybody's cash for it. So I like did a whole lot of artwork for people in the beginning for free too. Just because I didn't feel like, I don't know, I didn't feel like my skill necessarily was there yet. So it was more so practice for me.
I'd be like, it was like that for me with videos. Like, it'd be hard to put a price on something that you kind of unsure of,
exactly.
but you know you good at it. But it's like, because to this day, people be asking me with certain things that I still can't price out. Like I don't know. You feel me? I mean, I ain't gonna do that shit for free though. But it is gonna be like
you gotta take some time to figure out what that money gotta look like.
Yeah, I mean, because it gotta make sense though. I mean, because I'm pretty sure, like. Pieces is probably different to you far as timing, but ain't no one piece just that easy to just put together though.
Nah. I mean, like now, like I've had the opportunity to like refine my process and like, you know what I'm saying, minimize my steps for like maximum output, because you get to a certain point as an artist, it's like, okay, your shit is dope. Yeah, you can work towards getting better and, you know, I guess evolving your craft, but at the same time, when it comes to the dollar, it's about how quickly you can do it. You know what I'm saying? What your turnaround time is. So,
well, how do you determine a turnaround time for a certain piece of work?
You know, it just depends on what somebody wants. You know what I mean? Like every now and again, you know, I get one of the guys from the city hit me up. Hey, Stu, I want you to paint me in a Lamborghini with Snoop Dogg in the passenger seat.
Shit,
We got Dalmatians chasing us while we throwing diamonds out the window. You know, something like that.
Like a No Limit cover.
Exactly, a No Limit album cover, man.
Right.
Something like that would take a long time because of, you know, I'm meticulous when it comes to detail, but you know, when it comes to just straight portraits and stuff like that, I'm cranking.
I mean, so do you got a yes and no factor to what you will do and won't do?
Yeah, that's something I had to develop too. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that, like.
Well, like it's like anything else. Like people will come to you with their ideas, and you know what I'm saying. I know how my brush moves. You know what I'm saying. I know the things that motivate me as an artist, and you know I know my range and my scope as an artist as well. And you know sometimes people come to me with ideas that necessarily don't fall within my range of want or ability. So a lot of times, you know, I'll refer them to other artists because that's the kind of nigga I am. It's a community, and there's room for everybody to get money. But yeah, man. And then at the same time, you got to protect your brand too. So if somebody wants you to do something specific, that might hurt your brand.
You ever came across something that was like too much of a challenge, like something that you wanted to do but was like not downgrading your professionalism handling it? But
I feel you.
Because you know, I got hit with a music video. I'm like, man, I ain't that advanced. You know, I need like a 10-man crew. So you ever came across that?
Yeah, a couple times. You know, most of the time it's like people want murals. Like murals, it's artwork, you know, times a billion, because the scale is bigger. You got to worry about if it's inside, outside, the elements. You know what I mean? Like what conversation they want people to have with the mural when they come in and see it. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. And yeah, a couple people, you know, asked me to do like some wildly big murals, and I just wasn't comfortable doing it yet because I didn't have that process down.
Mural meaning like, I mean, this is an example like Dolph for Nipsey on the wall. It's like that would be considered a mural, just something that
on a
giant.
Exactly, something on the inside wall, outside wall, it don't matter. But yeah, like people want me to cover like 50 feet worth of wall, 50 by 20 feet worth of wall. That's a huge project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think I'm there now. I understand exactly like what I would need, the type of supplies I would need, the type of machinery like scissor lifts and all that type of stuff. Talking insurance, if I fall off the scissor lift.
And that's a damn. I didn't even factor that in.
Yeah, man, you got to think about all that.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Just different ways you got to factor in as your profession.
Yeah,
usually falling off that, and you painting. You know what I mean? That's yeah.
Now you an injured artist.
Nah, facts. So your your transition though, because how long would you say you've been professionally doing what you're doing now with the artwork?
Professionally, probably like 3.5 years, maybe 4.
Skyrocket.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, it just.
But what do you have any influences on that level of like, I ain't gonna say you're gonna sit here and say like Van Gogh or nothing, but like just like,
I definitely got some artists that I not necessarily try to pattern my artwork off of, but I look at them as examples in what direction to go. You know what I'm saying? It's important to always be a student in anything you do. So I know a lot of older, more established artists that I look up to, just the type of artwork they do, the style in which they paint. They paint in the way I communicate with it when I look at it. You know what I'm saying? The different depth, the different mediums, all that stuff, man. I say Whack. He's one of them. He's like Black Picasso. A guy named Charlie Palmer. Let me see who else.
I know none of these, by the way. So.
Look, it's
so
all
people.
good.
It's for the people though. But
well, look,
yeah.
I'm a football player. I'm a football player that knows how to paint.
Right.
I had to learn all this stuff too.
That's a hell of a characteristic of a football player.
That's it.
But two, because I got in my notes, man. Trap Museum. That was something that I was proud to see at the moment when you did it. Let's talk about how that came about, like getting your artwork in there.
Man, it was like it was just like the art. It kind of just fell in my lap, man. I had because as an artist, when you coming up, it's good to do shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get your artwork out there, get feedback about it, and kind of, I guess, immerse yourself in that aspect. And I did a show, and I had a homeboy that was in the show too. He was already in the Trap Museum. He was like, "Yo, there's some recruits up here from the museum looking for artists and artwork. I'm gonna send them your way." Guy came over, checked my artwork out. That was it. He was like, "I need you to do a 2 Chainz for me." When can you
so he requested you to do that actual 2 Chainz portrait to put in there.
He said, "I need you to do 2 Chainz. I don't care what picture you choose. I don't care how hard you go. Just bring it up there." So I put my foot in it.
What's the sense of feeling like, Trap Museum? I mean, I know they had the incident that happened, but it was rolling. So how did that feel? Like, you got a lot of different goals met right now. We're gonna get into, but that one right there, how did that feel to get in the Trap Museum?
Man, that shit felt crazy. It felt absolutely nuts, man.
That was huge, bro.
Yeah, it's such a huge platform, and so many people go there and see that work and are exposed to it. And it happened so early in me being an artist, you know what I'm saying? It was like a really big stepping stone for me, and it really helped me out in a lot of ways too.
Okay, so do people reach out to you to come and showcase your work, or is it still a grind for you to still get your work? I mean, it's always gonna be a grind to get yours out there.
Yeah.
But do you have requests that come from people like, "Hey, we want to how you come and put your stuff here"?
Definitely, man. I mean, it's thanks to like I said, platforms like that put my artwork in front of people's eyes that I was not able to reach, and help build those bridges. So people reaching out to me because they see my artwork here, or because somebody I know showed it to them or something like that. And it's definitely a lot more of that than it used to be.
Yeah,
I don't got to do as much footwork no more.
That's amazing. And I mean, and this might be a typical question to ask, but what do you for artists out there who want to get to the level you at right now, what do you want to gain from situations like that? Like when people see your work and then, you know, they get in contact with you, but what's the end all be all that you try to go from there of getting your work put in all these different places of showcasing it?
I guess it's just to spread my lens, man. Like I feel like everybody has a different lens. When I say lens, it's like your outlook. It's like your view of things, the way you look at things. Everybody has a different lens, you know what I'm saying? And for me, you know, the money is great, but I just find it so like it's so dope to me that I get an opportunity to show people how I view things or what's beautiful to me, you know what I'm saying? Which is normally us, black people.
Yeah.
I find us to be, I don't know, absolutely beautiful in all ways.
So the passion outweighs the currency is what it sounds like.
Now the currency.
No, well, I mean,
is like,
but your motivation though.
For sure.
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I meant to say. Sure, yeah, the money is always going to be an asset. Yeah,
but nah, for sure, man. I just love being able to share my work with the world. You know what I'm saying? Word.
So I was going through your page too, and I noticed. So when you at the crib or wherever you at, like, is it mainly now, like, do you just do work upon, like, what people ask you to do, or do you still just, like, get a canvas and just do something on your own?
Like, it's a little bit of both, honestly. I have run into instances, like, for about a year, you know what I'm saying, I had quit my job, and I was just straight art full-time. And I did that just to see what it felt like, because there are a lot of artists out there that say, you know, if you're working a 9 to 5, you ain't all in. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I love this, I did that just to see what it felt like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was actually pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? It's such a fickle industry where people can want something in 5 minutes, they don't want it no more. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I asked that too because it was a two-way question with that. I noticed on one of your pictures you was doing, I can't remember, I was looking at a lot of them, but it's like you chose to name it a certain, like, it was a name that just matched it so much. I was just curious on, like, what makes you come up with naming your pictures a certain. It was a deep. I wish I wrote it down. It was just such a deep name, though. It's just like how it engulfed you be into it.
Yeah, man, it's the vibe. Like, whatever message you trying to get across, of course you wanna. I guess you want the title to incorporate that in some way, but for real, man, it's just the vibe I get when I get done as I'm working on it. You know, the creative portion of things, but. Yeah.
Okay. So if you can walk me through the process of, like, how do you begin the process of getting in your vibe of starting a painting, portrait, however you want to call it?
For somebody or for myself?
Yourself.
It's like inspiration for me, you know what I'm saying? And I get inspiration from different places. Like, I did one, I was actually coming out of a liquor store, and there was this old dude sitting in front of the liquor store, and he was drinking. And, you know what I'm saying, he was smoking a cigarette, too. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying, he had so much, I don't know, he just looked like he had history in the wrinkles in his face, you know what I'm saying? You could tell he had been through a whole lot. And I asked him, I'm like, yo, like, I'm an artist. Can I take a picture of you? I want to paint you. And he was like, yeah, you buy me a fifth. You can do anything.
Damn, he ran you up on the, I'm about to say, like, he trying to run you up on a fifth.
I bought him a pint.
Yeah.
I bought him a pint.
Goddamn
so
E&J.
So I can use his likeness. But, yeah, man, I feel like everything about us tells a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, all your facial features, the scars, bumps, pimples, all that stuff, it tells a story about who you are. You know what I mean?
Perfect word, history.
Yeah, exactly. I try to give people the opportunity to, when they see my artwork and then when they see you, if I paint you, to create a narrative based on what I've done.
Right. Nice. Great answer. Another thing too that was great that the world seen, the fan appreciation from Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah, that shit was wild.
That was crazy though. Yeah, so that was something that you chose to do upon yourself. That
Wesley?
Portrait, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, that was one of my, because I kind of had like this whole thing. I'm not gonna paint nobody famous because I want my art to be famous for it being my art type thing.
I totally understand that.
But, you know, I was just like, okay, well, let me jump into this and see how it goes. And you know, I love fucking Wesley Snipes. I love New Jack City.
Mm-hmm.
It was a dope shot. So I thought I'd do it. I never thought in a million years he would see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit with love and all that.
So is that your painting? Like you kept it?
Yeah.
I would hope so. It's man,
yeah.
Wesley shot on that.
Hell yeah.
Nah, so what would you say your longevity goal for this is? Like,
man, I mean, for most artists, it's all about, you know, casting your net as far out as you can. You know, you want as many eyes on your artwork as you possibly can get. You know, a lot of artists want to settle down with their own gallery space, run events, throw events, and all that type of stuff. But I'm keeping a buck with you, man. Like, my art is literally in the driver's seat of this thing. Like, it does what it wants. People reach out to me. Shit happens overnight. Like,
you're on autopilot.
Exactly, bro. Like, I ask God to, you know what I'm saying, take it as far as he wants it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect it. Man, Stu, I appreciate you, bro. I want to let you know, man, like I said, the platform is just for the people who just need to either hear this or just understand, like, man, the starting point of just doing something, and then, like you said, just going autopilot and, you know, keeping God within it too, bro. Like, you a talented individual. I mean, it's a cliche thing everybody say, but the platform, a couple people that watch it, I just want them to see, like, bro, like, you know, and then, well, coming from where we're from, because, you know, you was in the city during the midst of that shit too, it was just such a necessary thing, and just to see it blossom to this,
yeah, man,
it's crazy. I meant to ask you one more thing though. Hold on, I'm about to end it off. The Miami, the one you just came from. Did you draw the lady on the?
Yeah.
Really, nigga, that's a mural, ain't it?
Yeah, there's a mural.
Oh, I was thinking like, because I seen it. I'm like,
yeah,
bro,
man.
this shit is amazing.
I've been sitting on that motherfucker for like a year though.
How the fuck did you get it down there?
Well, the show it's actually called Art Beats and Lyrics.
Yeah.
So it's like a collection of all like the dopest artists in the country or whatever, and it's a touring show. So they contacted me and told me, you know, the idea that they had, you know, the vision that they had for the mural, you know, and this, like, my guy W, shout out to Dub, man. This is like a big brother to me. He's another guy like I choose to use as an example. But he taught me some other things about like being not specific but intentional with the image that you create. So he hits me, he's like, yo, I need you to paint me a black woman. I need her to be between 18 and 22. I don't want her to be too pretty because I want her to be visibly acceptable, you know, by women. So like when women see her, they won't shy away because she's so beautiful. They'll be able to relate because of what they see.
That's pretty intentional.
Yeah. I was like, okay, you got it, bro. And that was it.
So they just travel with the work.
Yeah, they break down the four-way walls.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of my wall, I believe was Charlie Palmer, which was kind of major. Like,
definitely.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like, they break down the walls and they travel. So they just did Art Basel, which I was down there for because I had to be there for that. They're gonna be in LA during Super Bowl weekend. They're gonna be in Cleveland for All-Star weekend, Seattle. New York, there's a couple other places.
Oh. All right, last question I got to ask you, man. What's a good quote to live off of?
A good quote to live off of. Damn. Asking me shit like that, nigga. I'm not.
Hey, man.
No, I'm not Jet Li.
That's why I do this, man. That's why I do this.
Life is not a rehearsal.
Deep. Yo, nah, but look, this nigga. Look, man.
Life's not a rehearsal.
Nah, that's a fact. That shit goes so deep. All right, but look, Shawn, I appreciate you on the platform, bro.
Man, it's all love, man.
Man, make sure y'all tune in. Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Keep dreaming. We out.
PESO money.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.